Let's establish a nice rhythm here with the global favorites. The classic apple translates to sebe. Next up, the banana, which is beautifully known as kela. Then we've got the mango, an absolute must-have, known in Hindi as For orange, we say santara. Guava translates to amrud. And that incredibly versatile coconut, that's known as nariyal. It's actually pretty fascinating how grounded and definitive these Hindi names feel, right? Moving right along, we see more of our sweetest staples with really rich, distinct names. Pineapple translates to ananas. Papaya is papita. The super refreshing watermelon is tarbooj. Pomegranate, which is a really ancient fruit, is anar. Grapes are known as angur. And finally, sugarcane is ganna. The phonetic rhythm of these is just fantastic. They really roll right off the tongue.
Okay, time for a quick, playful palate cleanser. Let's answer a classic botanical trivia question. Is a tomato actually a fruit? Well, remember how we defined a fruit earlier as the seed-bearing part of a flowering plant? Based on that, the answer is a massive yes. In fact, cucumbers, squashes, and tomatoes are all technically fruits because they contain seeds. True vegetables, on the other hand, are the stems, leaves, or roots of the plant. Mind-blowing, right?
Listen closely to the sounds here as we run through these sour and refreshing varieties. First, sweet lime is known as mausami. The classic lemon translates to nimbu. That massive pomelo, it's chocodara. Muskmelon gives us the really wonderful word kharbuja. And kaffir lime actually blends both worlds to become kaffir nimbu, creating this really neat linguistic bridge.
Now, here's where it gets kind of cool with berries. Blackberry has its very own unique, deeply cultural translation, jamun. Blueberry is Neel Badari. But look at strawberry, raspberry, and cranberry. In Hindi, these are basically just adapted straight from English. They become strawberry, raspberry, and cranberry. It just goes to show how language actively evolves and kind of borrows terms when certain fruits are introduced to new parts of the globe.
A bit and see how these exotic names cross borders. Dragon fruit translates perfectly to dragonfall, with fall just meaning fruit. Passion fruit is the gorgeous Krishna fall. The infamous durian is durian fall. And fruits like rambutan and mangosteen, they actually keep their exact same global names in both English and Hindi. All right, jumping back into the vocabulary, these unique tropical fruits have some highly distinct Hindi names that you're definitely going to want to remember. The hard-shelled wood apple is bael, custard apple translates to sharifa, the absolutely massive jackfruit is katal, star fruit is known as kamrak, and soursop carries the really striking name Lakshman Pal. Let's keep that rhythmic beat going for these nutty, cangy treats. The cashew apple is kaju fal. Pistachio gives us the very familiar pista. Macadamia nuts? They just stay macadamia nuts. The incredibly crutchy water chestnut is known as singhara, and the beautifully tangy tamarind translates to imli. Now check out these entries. These are ancient fruits with deep historical significance, and honestly, their Hindi names are incredibly poetic. Fig is known as anjir, the Mediterranean olive is jaytun, the sweet date fruit is khajur, the super healthy gooseberry is amla, and the mulberry translates to shahtut. Let's fire through these beloved orchard favorites. Peach is adu. Pear translates to nashpati. The juicy plum is aloe bukhara. Cherry becomes cherry fall. Lychee remains exactly the same as lychee. And the golden apricot is known as kubani. And wrapping up our massive bilingual list today, we're ending with some super specific, uniquely named fruits from all over the map. Kiwano, salak, and ugly fruits stand strong, keeping their names in both languages. Jicama becomes Zika, and the bright persimmon rounds out this incredible dictionary as Tendufal. So, we've basically covered the whole globe.